Welcome to What's Up World, everybody. We've got a returning guest here today, Miss Sharon Gail, and she's going to tell us some things that everybody needs to know about, and it's not very much documented or talked about. So, thank you for coming back and talking to us.
Oh, you're
Pleasure
welcome.
to have you back.
Thank you. Well, it may not be important, to a lot of people. It may be boring. But if I can just tell my story and help one person,
Oh, absolutely.
that's worth it. But I guess it started probably I was about 25. And just heart racing like really bad.
Yeah.
Like thumping in my face, So it was probably about 2 o'clock in the morning, Well, the next day I went to the doctor. Fine, everything's fine, you're healthy as a horse. But I didn't want to hear that. I wanted something to be wrong so that I would know, what's wrong.
Yeah.
Well, I went a couple days and I thought, well, maybe I'm having a stroke because all the stroke symptoms, the arm, numbness, just everything. Well, from then on, there was a lot of trips to the hospital.
Yeah.
Back and forth and back and forth. They couldn't find nothing wrong.
Hmm.
And I would feel so much better when I got to the hospital,
Right.
It was okay. But this went on for a long time, and so they recommend that maybe it was my nerves, and they give me several medicines that I wouldn't take because I was too scared.
Yeah, I'm scared of medications too.
Yeah, I just wouldn't do it. And so they wanted me to go see a therapist.
Yeah.
A therapist is not for everybody, and it wasn't for me.
Right.
Because the first thing they say, you hate your mom and dad. Have you been molested?
Yeah. Standard questions.
Standard questions, but I wanted help immediately right then.
Right.
But, a lot of the psychiatrists and psychologists, I think that they've studied this, but they've never had a full-blown episode.
Yeah. I'd say you're right.
I mean, if you feel like going, go. But it wasn't for me.
Right. Well, it ain't for everybody.
And there ain't too many people. You hear more about it nowadays.
Yeah.
But panic is the worst. Like, it will keep you in prison.
Yeah.
And you know your boundaries.
Mm-hmm.
And your comfort zones.
Yeah.
You cannot be left alone. There's always got to be somebody that can help you if you need it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But I hated dark. Because when
yeah.
it got dark is when I started smothering and worrying, and it's always something. But I hear about, like, a lot of these kids, like, at school, and they pass out and stuff, and
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, God, it sounds just like the symptoms that I had. But I don't know if you inherit this.
Excuse me.
Because my kids have got a form of it, and then my mama had a form of it. I don't know if you inherit this or what. But panic and anxiety is the worst, and I would not wish it on my worst enemy.
It's very bad.
It is. And if I won the lottery, honey, don't think I wouldn't try to help some way or another, because I don't see much going toward this.
Yeah.
And if they give you medicine, who wants to sleep all the time?
A lot of it does make you a zombie.
Yeah, or not be able to talk to nobody, and even make you more antisocial,
Well, yeah, some of it is actually designed to make you like a hermit.
Yeah.
Antisocial,
Yeah.
anti-everything, anti-human being. It makes you don't want to be around your friends, family, and it's very dangerous. I've known a lot of people to go on this medication, whatever it may be, and just not take it the way that they're supposed to, or take it the way they're supposed to and come off of it cold turkey, and very bad things end up happening to them.
Absolutely. I'm scared of all of it. But, people's got to handle things the way they want to, if they want to go to therapy. But Mom, for 8 years, I dealt with this.
Yeah.
8 year. I was like in prison. It was awful. Like going somewhere, there's no way I got on that interstate.
Oh,
I would
yeah.
think if there was a wreck and I couldn't get off of it,
Yeah.
or if somebody was to put me in the closet and shut the door, I'd kick the door off, you know. I couldn't stand that. But Mom, she'd done a lot of praying and put me on a prayer list. Every church around, you know,
Yeah.
prayer list.
Yeah.
But now that won't work if you don't start believing.
That's true.
And for 8 years, I dealt with this, and I thought, I finally snapped, and I said, okay, if it's for me to die, you know, I'll die. But I had to
You got
help
to that
myself.
point with it.
I got with that point with it. But I just, I see so many people with anxiety, but they don't. I think it's like a hip thing now to have, you know, like a cool
Oh,
thing.
it is.
Because you
It
see
is.
people say, oh, I got that anxiety, but no,
Uh-huh.
you didn't have what I had,
Yeah.
or you wouldn't be discussing it.
There's a big difference. You know, I know there is a lot of people out there that go through things and they think, oh, I've got PTSD now, or
Yeah.
I've got social anxiety,
Just every
or
little thing.
some type of anxiety issue. No, you're just nervous,
Mm-hmm.
or you're just pissed to be in that situation or
Yes.
something. It's a totally different type of creature to actually have something because of a traumatic event. Or
I could
something.
never, anybody would have, you know, like to go through one to really know about it.
Yeah.
Because they'd say, oh, I know what you're doing. I got nervous last night. I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
this ain't got nothing to do with it. And, you know, somebody could be talking to you. You don't know what they say. You're just sitting over there sweating and smothering, you know?
I got in that very situation yesterday where I was, it sounds funny, and I don't mean to be gross or anything, but we was at a restaurant, and I had that feeling where I had to go to the
Yep.
bathroom, you know, and you can ask my wife, I am terrified of public restrooms. It makes me a nervous wreck to think that I'm going to have to use the bathroom in a public place. Because, for one, I'm a germaphobe. I'm a super clean person. Excuse me. And for one, I just don't like using public restrooms
Yeah.
because that little crack in the door right there, that gives me such anxiety. Because to the point where I used to pack a hoodie or a windbreaker or something other with me to hang in that crack so people couldn't watch me use the bathroom. Not that I'm ashamed or anything, but there's a lot of creeps out there.
I know.
You know, but we was at Captain D's is where it was at, and it hit me. And I told Patsy, I was like, I'm gonna have to go use the bathroom. And I actually did go in, and there was somebody already in there. And there's only one stall
Oh,
at
no.
Richmond Captain D's, and that made it even worse. You know, because like, God, I don't know who's in there. I don't know how clean of a person they are.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. So I ended up not doing it. And made it home, thank God, about 80 mile an hour.
Oh, goodness.
But it's just little insignificant things like that
Yeah.
that will onset a very stressful and anxious situation.
Well, I won't eat out.
Oh, really?
I will eat out of a hubcap, but bodily fluids is what I'm freaked out about.
Really?
Because I heard some stories about some things,
Uh-huh.
and it stuck, you know, and I'm real worried about that. Forget it.
I don't blame you.
Like I said, I'll pick a dog hair out or whatever, but you don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Just don't know.
I know exactly what you mean. I work in a prison, everybody knows, and it's one of the nastiest places that you'll ever walk into.
Yes.
And every night when I walk in, I don't know if I'm the only one that does this. I think I am. But we have these sanitation wipes that we have in the prison that is supposedly strong enough to kill AIDS.
Wow.
And I wipe everything down every night before I do anything. I put
Yes.
latex gloves on. I get a bunch of them wipes out of the thing. I wipe my keys, radio, pepper spray,
Yes.
table, keyboard, mouse, speakers, everything. Just because you just never know. Because
I know.
in a prison, MRSA is a real big deal.
Yes.
And MRSA's no joke. It can get in your bloodstream. It's bad.
Yeah, and a lot of people, they've handed me their phone before, and Oh, it'd be awful.
Imagine how nasty a phone
It'd be
is.
awful. Somebody take alcohol and I get jiggy on my phone. I get all over it, hon.
Jiggy with it.
Yes, I get jiggy with it. I'm not, I'm not a clean, not a clean freak or nothing like that. Wash dishes, sweep floor, make bed, whatever, but
Yeah, you're just conscious.
if somebody comes and they say they're going to use my bathroom, fine. When they leave, that bathroom is back to star 5.
Well, yeah. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
So I get dizzy with the Clorox and the alcohol and whatever.
Yeah.
But that I ain't gonna say, hurry up, I gotta clean the bathroom. I don't rush them out
Oh,
there.
yeah.
But this, I was just thinking, if we could just have us a hotline for anybody that needs help, with their panic.
Mm-hmm.
But most people will not. They wouldn't admit to having anything like that because they think, and I'd never talk down on nobody like that or call them crazy and stuff like that.
Lord, no.
Because your mind just tells you what to do.
It does.
And you let it.
Yeah.
You're like a puppet on a string, honey.
Mm-hmm.
But I overcome mine, thank God in heaven. And I think, and I've talked to a lot of people about their problems. And I want them to talk to me about it.
Mm-hmm. It's the best medicine.
My daughter said, well, don't that bother you? I said, no, that don't bother me at all. That I would try to give my techniques and what helped me.
Yeah.
Because I know there's a lot of suffering out there. And a lot of people, they'll try to self-medicate themselves too.
Yeah, I did for many years.
And if you try to prop that up with something else, you're going to have a lot of trouble.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't want them to. I don't want them to take to drugs and stuff like that just because of something. But this weather, too.
Seasonal depression.
Seasonal depression.
That's a real thing.
It is.
It is for me.
I play this game and I'm Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the best little game in the world. But the reason I don't like it right now is because it's a winter season.
Yeah.
I don't want to play this game because I've seen enough of it. So I'm thinking about time warping, going on up to April.
Yeah.
Going on up to Easter.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't. I wanted to discuss this panic and anxiety for anybody that.
Can you remember a time when, it was the worst for you?
Oh, yeah. See, this all started probably when I was about 26. No problems in the world. Should have been a healthy woman.
Young woman.
But I had 2 kids. And I didn't have no worries, or I didn't think.
Yeah.
But when you go to the doctor, they say, you're depressed. And I said, no, I'm not depressed.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't, in no way. But they say they have studied this to where they think they know it all, but maybe they do.
Hmm.
But I still don't know it all.
Oh, no, baby.
I'm about 100, but have you ever seen somebody know it all?
I've seen people think they know it all.
And I thought, how old are you?
Yeah.
95, 100, 120 maybe, if you know it all.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've known a lot of old people that say you're never too old to learn.
That's true.
And you ain't.
And they would know.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll admit if they're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see these pridey young people say that no more. They barely say thank you. Go get you some gas and go pay for it at the register. Not a thank you.
No.
Not a see you later. Come again.
Yeah.
You don't see me paying for this?
Yeah.
You don't see my money?
That is the way it is.
It is.
It's
and I could call off a couple of stores that I'm like, yeah, you're welcome. Yeah.
You sound like me. Yeah, you're welcome.
Like, excuse me. No, I think that anybody would appreciate a dollar because I'm keeping you in business, loves.
Well, yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. Nowadays, it means a lot.
I say thank you and.
Yeah.
May I kiss your hand?
Lord, I'm sneezing and coughing and everything over here.
And here I am. Howdy, I'm gonna suck up your germs. You got any to spare?
I don't think I'm
You
contagious.
see, I don't have panic no more and anxiety.
Yeah.
Like, Danny's in our sneezing, I'm out.
But no, it's definitely the worst time for me, I believe, was when I was probably, it was quite a while. It was probably 15 to 21, 22-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, it was around that
Shouldn't have had no
age
worries.
gap. Not a worry in the world.
Mm-mm.
But to me, the world was caving in on me.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in my teenage years, I didn't have nothing to worry about.
Sure didn't.
It was, in hindsight, looking back now, it was a lot of my own doing. You know, I expected too much out of life too soon. I thought I should have been able to do so much more than I was able
Somebody's
to.
getting ahead of you.
Yeah.
Oh, they done it. I need to do it too.
That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. Well, look at what this person's able to do.
We're just like little ants down here on this earth. They ain't
yeah.
nobody to impress.
Mm-mm.
And we shouldn't be worried about a darn thing or saying what's on our mind. Standing up. Danny, we have come behind you 100%. If you run for the president, I'll be right there.
Well, I appreciate you.
Yes. We trust in you. If you left this county, I'd pack up too. You get a U-Haul, son, you'd see a U-Haul come right behind you. I'm leaving too, because ain't nobody else stand up for a darn thing. I mean, if they see anything going on, I'll be like, I got the man for you.
Yeah.
We get Danny to do it.
Well, I appreciate
Little
you
Danny or
talking.
Big Danny? Duh, Little Danny. And you end up being the biggest.
Yeah. That's
Does
what
people get that
Yeah,
when
they
you're
do,
like,
yeah.
oh, there's Little
you
Danny?
You ain't so little. It's
There's
6
a little
foot 250.
Yeah.
But no.
But no, if we'll stand behind you and we'll help you any way we can, because you've come up with this nice little what's up world, everything.
Yeah. I try to motivate people more than anything to just understand that I'm nothing special. I didn't do anything that anybody else can do. You just gotta do it. You know?
Yeah. But you done it.
But But
See, a lot of people will talk about it.
Without you and all the other people, though.
A lot of people will talk about it and they won't make a stand, and we don't know the first thing to do. Yeah. We got to have a leader. When I was young, I did lead a lot. I never followed nobody. I never got no meanness.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care what you done.
Right.
I'd drive you around if you was drunk, whatever.
Well,
Stop and let you throw up out the door.
Yeah.
I didn't follow you.
No,
If you said, "Hey, you want to do this acid?" No, but you can. I don't care what you do.
Yeah.
But there was a low polar, probably from 26, probably to about 8 year. 8 year this went on, and it was mentally. I had to plan every little thing. I didn't live. I existed.
I know what you mean.
I had to plan every little thing. Okay, and it had to be right.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't mess up.
Yeah.
And I would get in that's when I really done a lot of cleaning. Under the bed, all the dust bunnies.
Uh-huh.
I would color coordinate the kids' clothes, like put them together. Okay, you're going to wear this, going to wear that. Everything had to be in color. Everything had to be so and so. I would turn the cans, the nutritionists, they couldn't be showing.
So it was a little bit of obsessive compulsive.
Oh, he got real crazy too there for a while. I would have to turn around, the nutrition, he couldn't be shown. Everything had to be just so and so. And I always, like, in the middle of the night, I would wake up and I'd be like, I've got to turn that breaker off. I know this house is going to burn. Yeah. That stove is going to catch on fire. Mm-hmm. I would hit the main breaker before I left the house.
Yeah.
I come home, my ice cream melted and everything. I mean, it drove me crazy.
I can totally understand that too.
It drove me crazy.
Things.
Yeah.
I have literally
go out and check the lug nuts on the vehicle.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
Oh yeah. To the point where I've almost stripped the bolt.
Yeah. Because I know that somebody had I heard something. I heard them rattling.
Yeah. In my head, one of my wheels is going to fall off.
Yeah.
I have literally. I have checked doorknobs before and twisted the doorknob, that I twist it right off the door, just to make sure it's locked.
Yes,
and
Danny.
nobody can get in. And then by the time I'm done, the door's wide open. because I've twisted the doorknob off.
Well, I got to where I would take a picture of the stove. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, really?
The burners are off.
Yeah.
Oh no, the burner ain't off. I got to go back home.
Wow.
So I would take a picture. That helped a little bit. That helped.
Like, take it and...
Yeah,
look at
I'd be
it
like,
and make
oh,
sure.
it is off, I think.
What about that? I never thought about something like that.
And-
Because I would, like, turn the stove, not even have had the stove on,
Yeah.
and go back and look at the knob, and, like, turn the stove on,
Uh-huh.
and then turn it back off.
Yeah, make it
And, like,
click.
And make it click, and then wiggle it, make sure it wouldn't accidentally turn on or something.
Same.
It's crazy, ain't it? But it made perfect sense to me.
It made perfect sense to me always,
Yeah.
doing stuff like that. And the stove, my newer stove, it's got always, when it's still warm, it's got that red light on.
Yeah,
Oh, it's on. To me, I'm like, I ain't going nowhere till
Oh,
the
yeah,
light
it's
goes off.
boiling red hot. Yeah.
It is. It's not funny, but it is how you let your mind play tricks on you.
It is.
And it's nothing but the devil, son.
It really
I'm
is.
telling you, if you get, like I said, if you need to talk to somebody, do it.
Yeah.
But you've got to you can't let them do all of it. You can't let them tell you.
Mhm.
You've got to let it soak in a little bit.
Maybe we should do maybe you should come back one of these days and let's do like a live broadcast and have people call in and talk to you.
Oh, goodness. I would tell them what helped me.
Yeah, because I know you'll agree with this. If you haven't, like I said, I think before we started recording, if you haven't been through it, you don't know how to help somebody. I don't feel like. Now, I'm not saying that a therapist or psychologist aren't needed
Right.
for some people, but I'm just saying it helps to know where somebody's coming from.
Yeah, and if you can study something, but you got to be hands-on. You've got to have had a good full-blown panic attack
Yeah.
or anxiety or...
Yeah.
I mean, you can look in a book, you can study it all you want to, but unless you've been through it, I don't think you don't know what's going on, I don't think.
I agree with you.
But I rarely go to the doctor anymore. Allergy medicine's be about it, or
Yeah.
ibuprofen, but Granny Pearl always said, woe beyond doctors and lawyers, so we got to be wary.
Yeah.
They're nice. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Mommy always said that the Lord works through, doctors, guides
Oh,
their
yeah.
hands and
Yeah,
stuff.
I believe that.
understand that. But the psychiatrist I went to,
Uh-huh.
it seemed like he would belittle somebody.
Oh, yeah.
You can tell. You
Uh-huh.
can tell. It's like Miss Hathaway or whatever,
Yeah.
or the Beverly Hillbillies
Yeah.
with their nose up. I just can't tolerate that.
Yeah.
If you can't understand me, or if I think that you're putting me down or belittling, I'll kick the chair over and I'm out the door.
Yep.
I don't have to put up with your BS.
Yeah.
But everybody heals in their own way.
They do.
But I hope that they can heal.
Yeah.
I hope that they can, and I hope that they don't try to self-medicate. And I hope the younger people know what's going on.
That's
You
what I
know.
worry about the most.
Right.
Because I know that like I said, when I was a teenager, that was my worst
Yeah.
years as far as I can remember. And times was good back then. So now that you look at how bad things are now, and
Oh, no.
all this technology and stuff
Oh.
that kids are having to deal with, and the
Yes.
bullying,
Social
and
media
social media is.
and the filters.
I'm bad about it too. I've actually more so now with the podcast than ever. But I really hope that somebody, whether it be teachers or parents or resource people at schools, are really paying attention to these kids, because
Right.
it's so hard, I can imagine, to be a young child nowadays.
And a young girl, because there's
Oh,
so
that's
many
even worse.
filters. There's so many filters that they think that's perfect.
Yeah.
Look how smooth their face is. They're perfect.
Yeah.
Look how white their teeth. Look how their hair is. They don't know it's not the real world.
Yeah, well, I was actually listening to a podcast. I think it was the Joe Rogan Experience. I love podcasts, obviously, and he said that people are so what's the word he used? They're so enthralled in social media and this AI world and they get such a kick of dopamine from social media and these games and stuff like that, that the real world is boring to them. They don't get the same type of dopamine hit from the real world, so they prefer to live in this AI world, this social media technology world, where so much so that normal life is boring to them. And when you talk about these young girls using these filters and everything, they literally will not take a picture unless it's got some type of filter on it. And that's sad, because I am of the thought that the realer you are, the more beautiful you are.
There's and a lot of parents, it's okay to be their friend and stuff. Yeah, but don't egg it on and say, well, here's your belly button, and I'm going to do all your piercings on your nose, and you're 13, you should do that. And I've seen this. And they sometimes kids want discipline. They really do. They long for it. They feel loved.
Well, yeah, I know I did.
I think if
a parent's supposed to be a parent.
Yes, because you'll pay for it later.
Believe you will.
Yeah.
Sure believe you will.
But I hope that the kids, I hope that they understand that they're not going crazy, and they just need to, seek help somewhere or whatever.
Oh yeah, I mean,
because they probably don't know about panic and anxiety and stuff, and they probably don't know what's going on, and they just I've heard so many just passing out and stuff, but there's nothing wrong. So it led me to believe that they are having a lot of anxiety and panic.
I'd say it's way worse nowadays than it was back in my day, your day. There's so much to live up for, or to live up to, I guess I should say, nowadays, just with social media and everything, and to look a certain way and act a certain way. I know when I was in school, you had to have a certain type of shoes and stuff like that. But now it's went from, back in my day, you had to have a certain type of shoes to be cool, or a certain haircut, a certain coat. Right. Now you have to have a certain amount of followers on Instagram, or a certain amount of followers on TikTok to be in the clique, And if you can't live up to that, I mean, that's crazy, though.
It's true, 100% true.
Why are people putting such emphasis on your follower count, or your Instagram account followers, or Facebook followers? I don't get it, but that's the way it is.
And there just ain't no kids anymore. I mean, my granddaughter, she didn't want to play with dolls.
Oh, yeah?
She wouldn't even play with a doll. She'd rather had a phone. And I would try to get her to, because I wanted to play too. Well, we'd put them in a buggy and we'd stroll them to the store.
Yeah.
Not interested. I'd rather had a phone. And they look so old. And so their mind is real. I mean, they know way more than us, I'm sure, about a 10-year-old.
Well, yeah.
And I don't like that.
I don't either.
I like innocent kids.
For a 10-year-old, 12, 13-year-old to seemingly know more than what me and you do is very unhealthy, I think. It takes their innocence away from them, too.
Yeah,
I believe.
And I don't want to admit it. I don't like that.
I don't either.
I want them to be a kid.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, that really adds a lot of pressure, because they think they have to get a boyfriend really quick, have to get married, everything.
Yeah.
Can we just be kids? Can we just go to Splash Park and play dolls?
There was everybody knows that, I think it was the first day of school that got called off. A lot of people got pissed off because it was an NTI day. Non-traditional instruction, I think is what it's called. And I got mad. A lot of people got mad because they felt it should have been a snow day. It was the first, snow of the year, the season or whatever. And we didn't take part in it. We just told them to count them absent, because it's important to be a kid. It's just as important to be a kid and live your life as a kid as it is your educational career.
Oh, if we could just tell them, if we could just tell them, but we're so uncool to them. I mean, my grandson, he's 18, and all he does is just streak me on Snap. That's all he does now.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. That's all I get is a streak.
Oh, yeah.
And he's non-sociable too, a very non-sociable person, but he don't have anxiety,
Well,
but he just don't like talking, touching people.
Yeah.
No jerk, no, you know.
Yeah.
He likes friends, but he said, you know, he didn't got a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You know,
Right.
it's just what he is.
Right.
But he's real backward too.
Yeah.
Just antisocial, but that's fine.
Well, you know, I have found that going back to what I said earlier about people that's antisocial in real life, they are very social in the AI world, social media world, because they put on this
Yes.
whole different persona,
Yeah.
this whole different identity to where they can be anybody they want, be as cool as they want, look however they want, and they lead a totally, it's legitimately like a totally different identity, a totally different life.
He went through zillions of dollars buying skins on Fortnite.
Lord.
Zillions.
I know all about that.
And it looks so real. Everything looks so real.
Mhm.
Yeah. On the games, sometimes I can't figure it out if it's just, you know,
It's,
real or not.
it's some weird stuff.
Yeah.
Our boys is into that Fortnite stuff, but we limit it 2 hours a day through the week.
Oh, that's rough, Danny.
I know. 2 hours a day.
Tough love. Tough love.
We kind of
Well,
we try to raise them as much old school way as
Yeah.
possible.
and it's, I don't care what you say. I can play a game for a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I get up, I can't say nothing.
Yeah,
It's bad.
Yeah.
It really is bad for your eyes, I
it
think.
is. It is. I
But
believe it is.
they get so bored, and there's not much in the county to do. I mean, who wants to go to the splash pad today?
Yeah, yeah.
The skating ring.
I forgot about the skating rink over in Anvil years ago.
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
That was fun. That was when I was growing up.
Mhm.
I could skate like you would not believe.
I never could.
Oh gosh,
Bust my head open.
I could do jumps, flips. I could do all kinds of things.
Really?
Yeah, I wasn't scared then.
Wow.
But when you get anxiety, I can't explain it. But you're afraid of being afraid.
Oh yeah.
That makes no sense to somebody that would call you. They would say you're stupid, you're crazy.
Well, do
You've lost your mind.
Do you remember thinking, like in the very moment that you was having like a anxiety attack or panic attack and doing all these obsessive compulsive rituals?
Yeah.
I know. I remember thinking right in the moment as doing it, God, this is stupid. Why am I doing this? This makes no sense at
No.
all. But
It made sense to me.
I mean, I know that it didn't, but I knew that I had to do it for me to be able to function.
Yeah.
I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I would, I'd look at that stove. I'd just stare at the knob for like a minute or two. That's a long time to look at a knob on a stove, or go around and check every window in the house. Just little stuff like that, and I couldn't
Can't control
function
it.
without it.
You can't control it. It controls you. I done the same. I would even hit the main breaker, like I said.
Yeah.
I'd flip that main breaker before I left.
Now, do you have like an obsessive? What am I trying to say? Like a, I guess that's the word. Obsessive personality, like easy to form habits. Do you think? Because I know I am.
Oh my gosh.
Like have to watch yourself coming up on something new because you might form a habit out of it or some type of compulsion. I know I'm that way.
I will get addicted quick.
Yeah.
To anything.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I've got to watch it.
Yeah.
Because that's been one of my problems.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I would.
I'm
And I think that goes along with it.
Yeah, I've been that way my whole life. I got to seriously be careful of what I bring into my life because I will obsess about it
Yeah.
and make it into like a really bad habit.
Well, just like like playing the lottery or
Yes.
something like that. I wouldn't care if they said thank you or nothing. I'd go in there and buy my lottery tickets like crazy, like,
Yeah,
I just couldn't do that.
yeah.
Because that's what I'm going to be afraid of. I would lose everything I had.
Oh,
I'd be robbing old grannies and everything to
Oh, yeah.
get that lottery.
I have never gambled a day in my life because I know that it'd destroy me.
It would
It would
me
destroy
too.
me.
It would me too. I would be homeless.
Yeah.
I would.
And I got to watch myself with like medications that are prescribed to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not saying I won't like abuse them or take them the wrong way.
But you would think that you had to have them.
Yeah.
I mean, you would have to. And if it was snowing a foot, you would probably walk down McKee if they was open to get your medicine because you would, I can't miss it. I've got to.
Yeah.
That's me too. But I've got so much better. But just little techniques that it took me 8 years. Yeah. And it was a horrible 8 year.
Really?
I was in prison. I was. And there's a lot of people right now. I know we can't be the only ones out there.
No.
And I want them to understand that they're not crazy. And don't let nobody tell you you're crazy. To get help any way you can. But you've got to meditate and you've got to slow down. And you've got to rethink your mind. You redo it. Reset it.
Yeah.
It's just like unhooking a computer. Unhook it, reset it. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Work with it. Reset it. But as soon as you get on social media, it'll be right back. If you ain't careful.
Yeah.
White light. Take it easy.
And I think that may be one of the worries that I have too with young people because they don't know they don't understand that they need time away from the screens and stuff like that. So it's just constant all the time. They don't know that it's, hey, I need a break from this.
You do.
Maybe they just aren't mature enough to know.
And get out. Get out in the woods. Get out and prowl. Get out. Breathe some fresh air.
Get some vitamin D.
Get some vitamin D and walk. I do a lot of walking.
I know you do.
I really do. It helps. And everybody says, girl, you're doing a lot of for my mental health. It's true.
Yeah.
But if you just get out and watch everything, birds,
squirrels,
you'll calm down.
Yeah.
This fast pace, moving, everything's moving real fast. It's just moving too fast.
Moving too fast.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite things to do to calm me down is to sit on my front porch and smoke a cigar. Because you can't do much with a cigar in your mouth or in your hand. So it kind of forces you just to stop.
Yeah. That's right.
And so if you're going to smoke a cigar, you're going to have to sit down and just chill out for a while.
Right.
So I'll go out on the front porch or the back porch, whatever, and I'll light a cigar and I'll just sit there and rock. And I'll put my phone down and I'll just look out in the front yard.
Yep.
And it's really peaceful to me. And I like cigars. So that's a good thing too.
Right. But you can't hardly get addicted to a cigar because it takes what? How long does it take you to smoke one?
About a half hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so
it takes a while.
Yeah, you're like, whew, I'm busy.
Yeah.
No, I don't think, I know a lot of people, it's not bad to take a drink, and it's not, unless you are addicted, you can get, food. If you eat enough of that, that's bad for you. In moderation. Nothing is in moderation.
I completely agree.
If you're an alcoholic, it's not good.
Yeah.
But if you take a drink a day, it's fine. If you smoke a cigar a day, it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
In moderation, it can't be bad for you.
No. It talks about in the Bible drinking wine.
That's right.
But I can't remember exactly what it says, drink, but not to get drunk or something like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. In moderation, like you said. Real backer. Why?
What makes cigarettes bad these days? It's the additives and that big dirty filter that they act like it's all the toxins. But people used to smoke tobacco right out of the barn. They could steal, run up hills, and they never had no problem, did they?
No filter. No filter at all.
Yes, yeah.
I remember my mama Horn. I think my mom told me about her smoking just tobacco leaves rolled up in a piece of paper, just straight tobacco leaves.
Yeah. Mama, she smoked, and Papa done the Prince Albert, of course. He stuffed his pipe. But she would sneak smoke her Pale Males.
Oh, yeah.
Unfiltered pale males. And she couldn't spell too good. And we'd go to the store and she'd write down Krigerettes. Give me some Krigerettes.
Right. Krigerettes.
I remember I would watch her and she would watch some kind of soap opera. She'd be smoking. She had one of them big old heavy eye strays. She'd kill half a dozen with it. She would never, them eyes used to get that long, look like to me.
Yeah.
But they would drop right in that ashtray and it had those big old bubbles around it. It was real heavy. I don't know why I watched her smoke, but I did.
Just something you like that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's intrigued you. You still remember it to this day.
But Daddy smoked the unfiltered too, and they had to be better for you. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But in moderation. They done it in moderation. They didn't stand around and smoke, just be smoking.
Mm-hmm.
They would smoke after they eat, or, maybe smoke one in the morning. I never smoked. I mean, they never sat around and chain smoked.
Yeah.
I never seen that. But it's like you'd sit out and smoke. You see.
Well, that's what, I dip. Everybody knows I dip, and I've dipped. I'm 43, and I've dipped since I'm 16 years old. And I've never really had a reason to quit. I've never had a problem with my teeth. Right. I've never had a problem with my gums.
Right.
And, I do brush my teeth a lot. I brush my teeth twice a day here and probably twice at work. I take them little wisp brushes that come in a bag,
Yeah.
And I brush my teeth at work and I floss a lot and stuff. So people's like, Patsy might every now and then say, won't you quit that? Or Mom might say, won't you quit that? And I'm like, I like it. I ain't got no reason to quit it.
Just stop drinking my juice. I know she's done that a time or two.
Oh, yeah. It's something else.
Yeah. But if anybody, like I said, if anybody needs any help, I could give them a number out, or we could have another live, or,
Yeah, we might go live on the Facebook page or something.
Yeah. If anybody needs help. But a lot of people wouldn't admit that that they're having these symptoms.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think you ought to listen to somebody try to degrade you and talk down to you.
Oh, absolutely not. If somebody is degrading you, talking down to you, you're talking to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You don't need to listen to what that person says.
And I have listened to the wrong ones.
I have to.
And a lot of people, what are you scared of? Or they would say, what are you scared of? I mean, they don't know.
Yeah.
They don't know.
I went to a therapist when I was young, probably 15, 16 years old. And he was a big old bodybuilder dude, and I don't remember him prescribing me any medications, but he did prescribe me to write in a journal. And I've talked about this before. And he prescribed weightlifting, which I never did get into at that age, But I did write in a journal from then on.
Well, that was good.
And it did help.
They never brought up nothing like that to me.
Yeah.
It was just they jumped to it and said, dumb questions.
Yeah.
I didn't want to listen to that because that wasn't what I was there,
Oh, yeah.
And it didn't seem like to help me, but there's a lot of people go. And for the most minor things, I'm sorry, but I could see somebody break a nail and go to therapy. And that's just, I think it's using everybody. I mean, using your,
Yeah. Well, there is people out there that need to just kind of suck it up. I mean, I'm sorry.
If you break a nail, God love.
Yeah.
Yeah, suck it up.
Bite the rest of it off and going back to business. There is a lot of people that will abuse psychiatrists, psychologists, and meds and stuff like that, and SSRIs and all that. But when you've got people like me or like you or the millions of other people that's actually got legitimate reasons for going through the things that they go through, go see you a doctor.
Absolutely.
Talk to somebody. It does help for somebody to shut up and listen to you.
Yeah.
But I do feel like there's a lot of people that needs to just, hey, pick yourself up, dust yourself off, get down off that cross, build a bridge, and get over it.
Absolutely. And I can read people good too. I know when you begging for attention. I'm sorry. There's some that just begs for attention, like they always. They go to the doctor, every day.
Yeah.
Because I guess they just want to be going. But
$30 copays add up.
yeah. Well, I had insurance when I had for 8 years. I would have owed billions of dollars.
Yeah.
As many EKGs as I had.
Yeah.
Wore a heart monitor. I done it all.
Yeah.
Because I wanted something to be wrong because I didn't want it to be up here.
Oh, I see.
I wanted something to be, oh, honey, your arm is causing you to be that way.
Okay.
I wanted something to be wrong.
You wanted something physical that you could touch and see and feel.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, it didn't work out in my favor, but
yeah,
I got over it. And, but you know what? If you let it, it'll come back. If you let it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you should worry about this. You should overthink this.
Uh-huh.
But I won't let it.
Yeah.
But I could help somebody if they needed help.
I believe you could.
I could talk them. I could talk them through it.
I believe you could.
And it's good to hear somebody say, honey, I can be there in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I've told plenty of people that.
Yeah.
And me over in Lexington somewhere
Ain't many people that'll say that to you. Ain't many people say, hey, I got you. I'm on my way.
Absolutely. I had family members that I would say, I'm going to be up all night anyway.
Yeah.
We'll talk all night. Mm-hmm. But I really wouldn't. I mean, I'd probably already be in bed, you know.
Yeah.
I would say that. I would lie to make them feel better.
Yeah.
I can be there in 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. Lord, we can get you to the hospital. You know, if it starts snowing, somebody would, I'll get you to the hospital, honey. I got 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
I'll call a helicopter, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And it's soothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I try to do. I just told them secrets. Well, I would. If you call me, Daddy, I'll be like, I'll be there in 5 minutes. You'll be like, you're in Lexington.
Oh, Lord.
You ain't even home.
It's very rare to find somebody that means what they say and does what they mean.
Honey,
you know
I have
what I mean?
put myself out so much to help people. It's awful to this world. But I don't feel bad about it. I do not.
Well,
and I mean, if they do you dirty, do you horrible later,
mm-hmm.
you don't say, well, I shouldn't have done that. I shouldn't have helped them. Be like, that's all right. I'll just write you off my list there. You won't get no more help.
You're outside the circle now.
Whoops.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Somebody does me bad, I'm pretty much done with you forever.
If them red flags adds up, and after a while, you're like, sorry, it's over. But
that's the way it is. That's the way most people need to be. Just don't sugarcoat things for people. You know.
If I get mad, you'll know it. Why I'm mad too.
You'll know it when I'm mad. If I don't like you, you'll know it.
Yeah, I'll tell you why I got mad.
I'll tell you why I don't like you. A lot of people probably think that I'm a butthole for the way I am, but you know what? If you make it through the rough exterior and you are still friends with me, I'll be the best friend you ever had.
Well, me and my daughter was talking or something. She said, you're hot-headed and you tell people off. But I said, I sleep good at night.
That's good.
I do.
That's good. That's good.
Well, I mean, be up front. I don't like nothing sugar-coated like you said. So I said, call me, I love you.
Mm-hmm. I'd rather somebody tell me they hate my guts and specifically why they hate my guts rather than eat me up to my face and then talk bad about me to somebody else.
Yeah.
I ain't got time for people like that.
No, and I'll call you out on it too when I say yeah.
I sure will. I'll front you.
I don't care if it's a funeral home, honey, I'll tell you. But I like friends like that too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I like people in general. I'll be like, yeah, they cuss me out because,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'd say I was, this is funny, I was looking through when I was doing this contest, this giveaway the other day. I was looking through the 2,000 some names that was in the giveaway. And, every now and then I'd scroll down the screen and I'd find one that said unavailable, which means they had left the group.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a few, there was probably a dozen or something like that. And I can tell you specifically what happened between me and that person to cause them to leave the group. And
they took the trash out, didn't they?
Yeah, they took it out for me, because they didn't like me telling them the truth. they can't handle me being blunt and upfront with them and telling them what I thought about something. And I just thought it was kind of funny. Like, I know what I done there, or what what you didn't like about something I said. But I don't know. I'd rather somebody just, like I said,
felt
tell
bad.
me you don't
I
like
mean,
me.
sometimes that's me too, though. If I tell people off or tell them what I think, then I feel kind of bad for it. But then I thought, well, I said what I thought. If you think it, say it, pretty much.
Well, if you say what comes from your heart, you can't be wrong. That's the way I think about it.
Yeah. Another, that goes back to another thing. I think that holds a lot of anxiety in you. When it eats
Hold
an
back.
ulcer and you don't say what's on your mind,
Yeah,
I think that bothers you a lot.
it does. You're not being your true self.
Uh-huh. If
You
you
know?
have to be fake, I think that's got a lot to do with it too.
If you're running around here being fake and just, what's the word? Just making yourself to adjust to whatever situation you're in or whatever person
Yeah.
you're around, they're never going to know the real you.
No.
So they're never going to be able to
Adjust,
make
like
the
you said.
decision whether or not they like the real you.
No.
And do you want to put on a show for somebody your entire life? No.
No. Do you tell the kids that?
My boys, absolutely I do.
Well, that'll soak in.
Yeah. I have taught my boys that since before they could probably understand.
Good. Good.
Don't ever sugarcoat nothing for nobody. Don't ever be something that you're not.
Mm-mm.
Be you.
I have pretty much all my life, but I've heard a lot of people, well, some individual told me one time that ain't nobody likes you. You can't get along with nobody. But that's okay.
That's fine with me.
Yeah.
I get along.
And your mouth's going to get you in trouble. They would say your mouth's going to get you in trouble. I am trouble. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, just for saying what's on your mind,
That's how weak
it'll make you sleep better.
the people are in general. I think they're so used to people making everything just fit their way of thinking, I guess.
That'll build up.
It's just
That'll
like
cause
that.
anxiety and panic in the middle of the night. If you hold
definitely
back.
It definitely will.
If you hold back and you don't, I mean, you don't have to, start a fight or nothing like that. But
Oh,
you
yeah.
can say what you are thinking
Uh-huh.
out to this person.
Yeah.
I know this person that had real bad anxiety problems.
Mhm.
But she was done bad
Yeah.
by a family member.
Okay.
And I said, why don't you, they're still alive. Why can't you go to them
Yeah.
and confront them and tell them, what you done and what you, and get that out.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that help?
Quit carrying that with you.
Carrying that with you for 30 years? Go to them.
Gosh.
Go to them. Yeah. While they're still alive. Or
That
you're
would-
going to be at their gravesite
That
talking
would
about it.
probably release them from a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I would.
Oh, I definitely would.
Yeah.
I definitely would. And it's not to say that I've always been right in my arguments with people and been.
No.
I've been wrong, and I've had to apologize to people.
You, if you can apologize, but I know a lot of people that couldn't say they're sorry for nothing.
I'm the first one to apologize. If I find out about it, and I'm wrong about something, I'll admit that I'm wrong,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll say, hey, I'm sorry. I was wrong about that. I've done it before, recently.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that I know everything, but there's been instances where I've been right about something that happened in the county with some people,
Yeah.
and the authority on the subject
Uh-huh.
thought they knew more than me,
Yeah.
and they didn't, and they made themselves look stupid on Facebook.
Yeah.
So I knew what I was talking about, and they didn't.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Manners is something that I was raised with. Please. Thank you.
Oh yeah,
You're welcome.
sir.
I'm
yes, sir,
sorry.
yes, ma'am.
But like I was saying, going in these little stores,
Mhm.
they don't say thank you no more.
I haven't seen it in a while.
No. But I'm glad that I come back up. I mean, if I could help just one person, you know.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people think this is crazy. They think we're crazy. But
Let them think.
the real ones out there that's got trouble, that's brewing, I would appreciate. Because I would have.
There was a time where I didn't want to talk about it either, but I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's a touchy subject for men. Men.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes them, feel like that they're, weak. No good for nothing.
I dealt with that for a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to admit any problems because I thought it made me less of a man, or I couldn't deal with my own problem myself.
Yes, deal with it. Suck it up. But
this right here helps me a lot.
I stay busy.
Mm-hmm.
I stay busy doing anything. I paint a lot, and
I do. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That helps.
That's good.
That helps. Crafts, just keep your mind off of it.
Mm-hmm.
Get outside when you can. Seasonal depression.
Yeah. Everybody needs something to get their mind off the world.
We ain't got nothing like a gym or like even, like an inside walking track or something like that. Someplace they could go in and play basketball or. But we don't got nothing, and we're unless you run for something and get us a bunch of things, we'll be behind you, Danny. We will be behind you.
There was somebody else mentioned that to me the other day.
We'll stand by you. Yeah.
There was somebody else mentioned it. I don't know. Lord, I don't know if I had the time. If I've got the time.
They ain't nobody say nothing about Danny. I say, let's go up here. We gonna talk to his face.
I tell you what, though, if I ever did run for anything.
What?
I'm not saying I will.
What?
But I'm just saying if I ever did.
What?
There'd be big changes.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd probably be one of the most hated people by the other elected officials that there has ever been.
And I would hope that you wouldn't be greedy and stick every little penny in your pocket.
Don't need it.
Don't need it because you ain't going to take it with you.
Nope. Sure ain't. And I ain't saying I'm rich or anything. I'm just saying that
I don't need.
I've got integrity.
Something that I
not saying
ain't
that
earned.
Down there don't. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I ain't gonna get on that soapbox, but I'm just saying that I would make a worthwhile effort. I would make a worthwhile effort for people in this community to know where every single solitary dime is going specifically.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Nobody knows where it's going, So I would like put something in the paper. Hey, we done this. We put this money here. This is where this money is going, and we're going to use it for this.
Yeah.
Maybe put out something in the paper, and I know we're getting totally off track, but I'm going to say, we have this option, this, and this, and this as options to spend this money on. What do you all want to do with it? The people of the county. We want to put in a park. We want to put in a walking track. We want to put in whatever. Say you have a list of 5 things. Vote on this. Come to the meeting, and we'll vote on it, and we'll do what you want to do with it.
I see so many buildings that I would like to see, like the Family Dollar down there.
Yeah.
I mean, open it up for something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know the rules and stuff like that, but when I see a building that's, it's fairly new. It's not.
Yeah, it's not that.
It shouldn't be.
It's not that.
Falling in.
No, it's.
But just something like, we always have pool, games and pool table. Something fun.
Yeah. You don't know how many times me and Patsy.
We don't got the liquor stores.
Yeah. Me and Patsy sat around a dozen times thinking of something to do.
Yeah.
Thinking of building something. Putting something in the county.
You could.
Like maybe just a big old square building for people to rent out, like the Palace up there in London, something like that,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a little mini mall.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah. Just like a bounce house for kids or.
Weddings or anything. Yeah, birthday parties.
I think they ought to open up the drive-in theater up here.
Well, yeah,
You
you
imagine
would.
the money that would come into
You
this
would,
county
because
through
you would
that.
just get you a ladder and sit on top of it.
Well, yeah. Free admission. Not invite people over.
I always want to go out there and, like, look for old money,
You know, I ain't never thought about that. I mean, I bet a guy can take a metal detector out there.
Absolutely. Rodney's got
I
one,
ain't
but
never thought about that.
you know that they're dropping, because people only have money. They didn't have plastic or
Right,
anything
right.
back then.
Yeah.
But I bet you can find some old money out there
I've never
around where
thought about
those,
doing that.
because, you know, if they brought the food, they would have to pay, and if they
Uh-huh.
dropped it and stuff.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Well,
Turn that thing off.
That'd be something else. Go out there and metal detect and find a bunch of coins or something.
Yeah, just find one would tickle me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like arrowhead hunting too.
Do you?
Anything to keep busy. Anything to keep my mind busy. Yes.
Oh, we like magnet fishing.
What is that? First of all,
You tie a big round magnet to a rope,
Oh, yeah.
throw it in the water.
hey, I seen that on something.
I got into it watching it on YouTube. Just typing magnet fishing. And these people was dragging out all kinds of crazy stuff out of these creeks
I
and
seen
lakes and stuff.
some guy swinging, and I thought, what in
Yeah.
the world?
Yeah, me and the boys enjoy it. We
What
go
do you
Tiny
got?
Lake and
What have you
stuff.
caught?
We didn't catch much out of Tiny Lake, but we didn't stay very long because we had to be somewhere else. I think we just went to the boat dock there. We
Yeah.
just threw it out a few times, but they loved it.
Lord, that would be awful heavy though if you got out there on a boat. What if it flipped hit the capsize?
It could if you
It
drove down a
could.
big car hood or something.
Yeah.
Dead body chained up or something.
Well, I'm just not going to take a shower tonight with that water. Thank you. We used to go up there and kayak, like, a lot. We'd stay out there all day.
Yeah.
And we'd get back to them little cubby holes, like,
Mhm.
and I'd fish there. Oh, I'd drag off of what big old yellow bellied, them big old
Really?
bluegill. But this big dog knocked me down last year. And this is how far I can get my arm up. Now I can take it all the way, but I can't hold it.
Huh.
So that weren't that.
Well, I hate that.
But before they would give me an MRI,
Uh-huh.
bring us up. I just wanted an MRI to see what was wrong.
Yeah.
I had to go to physical therapy.
Oh, yeah.
But I was too stubborn. I said no.
Uh-huh.
Because it felt like it was so tender that it felt like somebody stuck your finger in your eye. You know, that's how tender it was. And
Yeah.
I thought, I'm not going down there for that.
Yeah. That would hurt.
So I'll get back in the swing of things, maybe.
Yeah.
I can't stand nobody tell me what I have to do.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask me,
Oh, yeah. I'm same way.
but don't tell me
I'm sorry.
because I'm not going to do it. I'm a Taurus. I'm a bull.
Oh, yeah. I don't like being told what to do.
If the house was
Unless-
on fire and somebody told me I had to get out, I'd be like, nah, ask me and I'll leave.
Yeah. Ask me to leave and then I'll go. But now if it's Patsy, I'll do whatever she says. I'll do whatever my wife says to do.
Yeah, did you tell me? Don't be.
I'm gonna play a little ad right here, right quick, folks. This is one of my newest sponsors. This guy sells some good salsa, so watch this ad right quick.
Introducing Dee's Grilled Salsa. With 4 delicious flavors like habanero, Carolina Reaper, pineapple, and original, you're guaranteed to find a favorite. Follow us on Facebook at Dee's Grilled Salsa to order.
We're back.
We're back.
Let me know what you think of these ads,
I've not
guys.
tried that salsa, but it looks darn good.
Oh, you need to get you some of that salsa.
Yeah. I'm a big salsa head anyway. I make a lot. In
do
the
you?
summer, if I can get the peppers and stuff.
I think old Dan O's going to make a trip down here this summer.
Yeah.
Come on the podcast and everything.
Ah.
I'm excited to see him. He just seems like a really good dude.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Well, I appreciate you having me. And like I said, if anybody wants to get in touch with me, I can help in any way.
Yeah.
But,
I know that you're telling the truth too.
This is coming from the heart. Nobody's talked me into nothing.
Oh, I've known you for a long time. I know that you're telling the truth. So if anybody out there listening to this episode, take it from me and Sharon. I still deal with PTSD and anxiety and stuff like that on a daily basis. Sometimes some days it's worse than others.
Yes.
And I know you know that.
You got to fight it.
And do whatever you got to do
Yeah.
to deal with it the best way you can.
But
other than some type of substance.
and they need to understand that they're not alone.
Oh, absolutely
And
not.
there's help out there.
Yeah, a whole lot of help. And I for one think that the best medicine is just somebody to talk to.
It is.
So come on this podcast and talk to us. Sharon will come back and talk to you.
Absolutely.
I'll shut up and let you all just have it out. So, yeah.
I'll help in any way I can.
Well,
We'll reset it, son.
You'll
I'll be
reset
there. We'll reset it.
Well,
I think
appreciate
you do got to. Sometimes you just got to reset everything.
You do. Do like a hard reset on your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you're welcome back anytime, Sharon. I always love
Thank you so
talking to you.
much. Thank you so much, Danny.
You're welcome. Y'all stay tuned for the next one. See you.